I am making a Blue Eyes deck profile. It probably isn't the best version of it, but it's a version that I've been playing around with and like it. So starting with the monsters, I play one copy of the White Stone Legend. This card just says when it's sent to the graveyard, add a Blue Eyes White Dragon from deck to hand. Play two copies of the White Stone of Ancients. During the end phase of the turn, it was sent to the graveyard. You can summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, and you can banish from your graveyard. Return a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard to your hand. Two copies of Maiden. Maiden's effect reads: if it's targeted by a card effect, you can special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck. And if it's targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, switch it to defense mode, and summon a Blue Eyes from the deck. Play three copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Target a monster on your field, destroy it, and if you do, special summon a Blue Eyes from the deck. It has another effect, but I've never used that effect because I've never summoned Sage with Eyes of Blue. Then I play three copies of Dragon Spirit of White. I'm honestly going to cut this down to 2 or 1 and replace the other 2 with some Dragon Revival Rhapsody, since you normal summon Maiden. But Dragon Spirit of White is always treated as a Blue Eyes monster. It's always treated as a normal monster while on the field in the graveyard. And if it's special summoned, you can target one spell, trap your opponent controls, remove it from play. Two copies of Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. When this card is normal or special summoned, target a monster your opponent controls and negate its effects. And if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can activate its effect, return it to the deck, or summon a Blue Eyes from your hand or deck. Then I play three copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Can't play Blue Eyes without it. Three copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Yeah, it cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be summoned from your hand by revealing a Blue Eyes. Then you can play it. Then once per turn, you can target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it, but it can't attack for that turn. Finish off monsters. I play three copies of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. It can be summoned. It can only be ritual summoned. If it attacks a it can't be targeted or destroyed, and if it attacks a monster in defense mode, it does double piercing damage. That's it for the monsters. Going to the spells, I play Foolish Burial, Dragon Shrine, and Dragon Ravine. These are all just to you set up for grave by sending stones or Dragon Spirit of Light. And then I play two copies of Tradon, discard level 8, draw 2 cards. Two copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon. Discard card, add 2 dragons that have 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from deck to hand. I play 3 copies of Silver's Cry. One of these can be replaced with Monster Reborn because it's hard once per turn. But target a normal dragon grave special on it. 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. It's a monster born for level 7 or 8 dragons in your graveyard. And if a dragon on your field be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can move it from your grave instead. 3 copies of Chaos Form, just like in Summoning Chaos Max Dragon. Finish off the main deck. 3 copies of Polymerization, since this is my fusion version. Moving on to the extra deck. I play 1 Linkuriboh, just so if I start off with a stone, I can get it to the graveyard. 1 Critic Seal of the Heavenly Spears, my only turn 1 option with this deck, because I still need to add. I'll probably take the last 2 Xyz monsters for more negates that are action negations. 1 copy of Twin Burst. Summon this by attributing 2 Blue Eyes you control. It gets 2 attacks on monsters. If it battles a monster and is not destroyed at the end of the damage step, remove it from play. 1 copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon because I want to add Neutron Blast or Blue Eyes Shining Dragon to this deck, but it won't come up very often. 3 copies of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. If it's the only monster you control, it can make up to 3 attacks on monsters your opponent controls by sending. If it can attack, send a Blue Eyes Fusion to the grave, then it can attack again. You can use that effect twice per turn. And it also has the grave effect of if your opponent would activate a card or effect that would target a dragon on your field, move it from your graveyard from play, you get the activation if you destroy it. finish off the fusion monsters, I do play one copy of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. It can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And you can once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. But if you use the monster's original name was Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, then you can target up to 3 cards and destroy them. Moving on to the synchros, I play 2 copies of Dragon's Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon and 2 copies of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Spirit Dragon makes it so that that your opponent cannot special summon more than 2 or more monsters at the same time. So pendulum summons are restricted to 1. And then it has the effect of if your opponent activates a card or effect that activates in the grave, negate the activation and just negate the activation. And then it has a quick effect of during either player's turn or during your opponent's turn, my bad, being able to tribute itself, special summon a light dragon synchro from your extra deck. So Azure Eyes. And Azure Eyes has the effect of when it's special summoned until the end of the next turn, dragon monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and during each of your standby phases, bring back 1 normal dragon from your graveyard. Moving on to the Xyz, play 1 copy of Dingirsu. Dingirsu is just a free rank 8 that protects things and has the effect of being able to send things when it's special summoned, so why not? And the 2 I'm considering taking out of my version are Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon and Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon. These have barely come up ever, and I'll probably end up taking them out for cards like number 68 and 23. Galactic Dragon, Titanic Galaxy, and Lancelot, Knight of the Underworld. But that is it for my Blue Eyes deck profile. If you have any ideas what I can do to improve the deck, feel free to comment below. If you have any decks you'd like me to make, feel free to comment that below as well. Thanks for watching.